Hey guys, Mike B. Rolling here. I wanted to show today. I see it's a mistake I see on the road. I mean, every day. It's a very common mistake. People don't even realize. Uh, People don't even realize they're making the mistake. Uh, I've got here images. My drawing's not the greatest. I tried, but it's freehand, so bear with me. Uh, Hauling a coil shotgun, which is eye to the front. Uh, It's the most common way people haul them. Myself, I pull them suicide any chance I get, just because it's easier, faster and easier to chain down. Uh, but hauling them shotgun, the mistake that I see people making so often. Let me grab my little marker here. Is if you'll see, this is the front of the coil. This side here is the front on the top. This is how most people chain the coils. They come out of the coil at an angle in the front. You go out. See how it's the face of the coil right there? They're coming away from the face of the coil. Then in the back, they do the same thing. That is legal to do that. And then, of course, you got your two over the top, chains. That is legal. But however, it is not the best way to chain that coil. The safest way to chain that coil is right here. It's the same principle, but instead of coming out in front of the coil, you come immediately down the face of that coil to the side of the trader. That chain should be, if not touching that coil, right there, times two, because this is, of course, you see your dots, there's your hole through. You've got your X chain, and then you've got your C chain, which is rail to rail, and then you got your X chain, obviously. But you want to come right down the face of that coil and to either touch the coil or, like I said, as close as possible. Here, I'll show you an example of how you do that. You come out of that coil with your chain, you come right down the face of the coil. The first chain can come straight out to the side to your J hook, and that's right there is perfect. But you either have to go in front of it or behind it with your second chain. So your second chain, which I do my, the one they call them the horseshoe or the C hook, where it comes in, across, back to the rail. I use that one to dip back with. This one comes straight down the rail, straight out to the side. The second one comes back to the very next J, the next available slot for that J hook. And, but let me explain why that is dangerous, why that's better to do it this way. You look at this picture. This is a side view of the same shot. There's your coil lumber. Come on, everybody knows that's wood. I mean, look. But you've got your two over the top chains. You got your coil lumber and your coil sitting there and your hole through the coil here. And then, of course, the front. So this is your front face of the coil. And they've got, they're coming out to the side here, out to the side there, and then to the back. But when you look at the way I do it, I come down the face, one straight out, one slightly back, so that they're touching the coil. Now, here's why this is safer. If this coil tries to move, those chains are already touching the face of that coil. If this is the front, so if you slam on your brakes, that coil is going to want to slide that direction. So those chains have got it snatched before it can ever move a half an inch. It's already got 4 chains snatching it, on top of the 2 crossover chains on the top are holding it down real snug. But those 4 chains in the front are against the face of that coil, and they're snatching it. That coil can't move an inch, and it's already got 4 chains holding it. This coil here, where this chain connects right here, that coil can slide the distance of there to there before it hits 2 chains. It's going to hit those 2 chains. That's going to pop, because if you know anything, if you have something that weighs, say you got a 45,000 pound coil, and it takes, just silly numbers. We'll say it takes 14,000 pounds. We'll just use easy numbers. Say it takes 20,000 pounds to hold that coil from sliding, in a specific example that we're using. To hold it from sliding takes 20,000 pounds. Once that coil starts moving, to stop it from sliding is going to take something like 60 to 80,000 pounds. It gets exponentially larger. If that coil starts moving, when an object is in motion, it takes exponentially more force to stop that object in motion than it does to hold it and not let it ever get into motion. This is why it's very important. That coil moves from here to there. It hits the first 2 chains, and it pops in like just doink, they're gone. Then it moves from there to there, and it hits the last 2 chains. These 2 chains right here are already stretched at a real hard angle because that coil's sliding in this direction. Then it hits them second 2 chains, doink, they're gone, because that coil has slid. I mean, hell, that could be 10 inches to a foot. And on a hard break, you're talking 45,000 pounds has a foot a foot to accelerate from stop. That coil's probably already going close to 15 to 20 mile an hour in that first foot because you're on the brakes hard and that coil, those chains ain't gonna stop that coil. It'll pop them, doink, and that coil's gonna come right up and kiss you right in the back of the head. And it's gonna be a bad day for truck driver. But the better way, like I said, both of these ways are legal. One of them's best. Have them coils touching the face, have them chains touching the face of that coil. Like I said, one comes straight down the face, one pulls back, but they're both touching the face of that coil. That coil is snatched from the get-go. Cannot move until it pops 4 chains just to get moving. And if you hit something hard enough that you pop those 4 chains and that coil starts moving, chances are you're dead anyway. But yeah, that's the one mistake I see people making is, stretching them chains out in front of that coil. Run them down the face, man. Have them chains snatching that coil. Just want to do a quick video, and just from my experience, that's the best way to do it, guys. So, you know the deal, guys. Like and subscribe, share the video. If you learn anything, got any questions, throw them in the comment section. Be happy to help. Y'all have a good day.